Investigating a shooting injuring 4 people near the Stone Arch Bridge. At least one of them is an innocent bystander back in town for a family wedding.
Police say several groups were gathered in that area when the shots were fired.
Rob Olson joining us live from Minneapolis. And so, Rob, the family is looking for some answers here.
Yeah, and they're hoping and praying, too, for a recovery of their loved one, a 34-year-old father, husband, originally from Minnesota, who would move to Nashville. They were back in town here on vacation to prepare for the wedding of his wife's sister this coming week. And while a crowd gathered here in this intersection behind me, north of the Stone Arch Bridge, and gunfire erupted around 11 o'clock, this man, this 34-year-old, was several blocks away when he was hit.
There were a lot of people at that scene, which means we have a lot of people to talk to.
The gunfire Saturday night just north of the Stone Arch Bridge came amongst a group that had gathered there. 3 teens that were struck and injured were in or near this group, and police are still looking for suspects.
That was a scene where we have a lot of people in the area and present. We need to figure out who was involved and exactly what they did and how they were related to one another.
But several blocks away, 34-year-old Tyler King, a husband and father of 2 from Nashville, was struck in the head. A family spokesperson telling Fox 9 that they were with family and friends to celebrate a wedding next week. That Tyler and his brother-in-law left the restaurant to walk one of the women with the group to her car. The street where they were walking was quiet at the time, and they did not see other people nearby, though they did see a large gathering 3 to 4 blocks away. And then they heard about 30 gunshots. Tyler King is a native of the Twin Cities, as is his wife. He's now suffered a stroke and a brain bleed, and Sunday night had part of his skull removed to reduce swelling. There is a GoFundMe set up to help cover medical costs and the cost of the family's now extended stay in Minnesota, while police sort out who fired.
If the people shooting knew the people that were hit, vice versa, or if they're all just strangers to each other, all yet to be determined in the investigation.
Yeah, so Minneapolis police are encouraging anybody with information to come forward or contact Crime Stoppers. They say they've had a few tips already since this happened about 11 o'clock on Saturday night. Anybody with any video, too, that might help them in the investigation is into who fired the shots in this crowd. But again, this 34-year-old struck in the head several blocks away, again, in town to prepare for a wedding, but now a long road ahead of recovery as he's in critical condition in a hospital. Live in Minneapolis, Rob Olson, Fox 9.
All right, Rob. And develop